All right, everyone. Welcome to today's charting session. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we typically look at either yung mga trending names, and by that, I mean yung mga pangalan na maaaring malaki yung ginalaw, whether to the upside or to the downside, or perhaps malaki yung value traded, or generally speaking, mas minamatahan lang po ng mga tao. Also, tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga chart requests. So kung meron po kayong mga requests, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. So let's start off with Converge, no? Now when we last looked at Converge, sabi natin ay nag-form tayo ng support dito. We pushed higher and I was looking for a pullback somewhere here, perhaps a gap fill, kahit na mabalikan yung white zone beneath. Kaso, hindi siya nangyari eh. Hindi ako nabigyan ng pullback na gusto ko. So I wasn't able to trade Converge at all. Ang nangyari was nag-consolidate tayo dito sandali, 'di ba? Right beneath this previous level of support. Okay, support siya dito. Nag-conso tayo dyan prior to falling down. We came up, consolidated beneath it. Then we broke up, tapos tumuloy na. Okay, we even broke above tong previous level na iniwan natin at 27.9 and we're now approaching yung 30.2 potentially na level. Do I think naabot tayo ng 30.2? I don't know. Okay? Pwedeng from here, mag-pullback na tayo. Balikan natin tong previous area of consolidation dito, around 26. Then we can see kung mag-hold ba yan. Kung mag-hold, perhaps ma-form nga yung inverted head and shoulders pattern na hinahanap natin. And if so, it might provide an entry moving forward dito sa Converge. Okay? Kung nakapasok kayo, kung pasok siya sa system nyo and tumaas, syempre, congratulations, no? Unfortunately, again, as I said, I personally wasn't able to trade this just because hindi siya nagbigay ng entry na pasok sa sistema ko. Okay? Now, what do we want to see from here? Number one is yun nga, mag-pullback dito. Healthy pullback yun for me. We want to see it hold sana dito kung saan nag-consolidate prior to pushing higher. Kasi kung masyadong malalim yung malaglag, meaning balikan pa tong white zone and nandito na tayo, it's not gonna look quite as nice. Okay? Scenario-wise. So, baka kung mangyari man yun, syempre depende pa rin sa overall structure if that occurs, no? Pero I think na kung mangyari man yun, medyo dehado na tayo. The other thing that could happen is magko-consolidate tayo rito above 28 and then we can target and break past 30.2 moving forward, and if we can start trading dito sa range sa taas between 30.2 hanggang 33.2, no? Pero yun nga, kung kunwari we break beneath tong area of consolidation, test it from underneath, hold, roll over, then for me, kung ganun na ganun nga yung mangyari na structure, hindi na siya maganda and we'll have to wait again and see what happens moving forward to assess kung may trade tayo na maukuha dito sa Converge. Next, tignan natin tong SECB. So when we last discussed it, yun nga, nagko-conso tayo sa area na to. And technically speaking, wala pa rin nagbabago. Albeit, we are approaching yung resistance level natin at 111.4. As we discussed before, overall, bigger picture, we are ranging dito sa area na to. But as I said, pwede naman natin siyang i-segment kung talagang gusto nyo siyang i-range trade, no? Now, if you can break above the 111.4, then I think we start trading within this range here between 111.4 hanggang 119.6. Pero again, paalala ko lang, I don't think it's gonna be an easy trade in the sense na kung mabasag tong 111.4, we're just gonna head straight for 119.6, no? Simply because ang dami na rin kasing chop na naganap along the way, 'di ba? But kung mangyari nga na mag-break tayo above nitong 111.4, then that's the range that we'll be looking at. And if we can break above 119.6, then mag-open up yung range sa taas between 119.6 to 127. Okay? If, however, we roll over from here, let's say mag-hold tong resistance and then mag-roll over tayo, balikan natin yung support natin around 102. Titignan natin ngayon kung magbe-break ba yon. Kung mag-hold yung 102, magbigay ng magandang entry, then perhaps we can trade the range here Pero kung mabasag yung 102 altogether, then baka bumaba na tayo sa lower area na to between 95.4 to 102.8, and titignan natin from there kung ano yung mangyayari within that trading range. As mentioned before, the easiest trade that I could see dito sa SECB, I think, potentially kung kunwari sumabay ito sa index, meaning if the index starts pushing higher, nang maganda na yung structure niya, and sumabay ito, tapos parang yung index mag-breakout kasabay ng pag-breakout nito around 127, then I think a trade can be taken there, diba, to trade this wider range above. Okay, now, I am not unaware of these levels na naiwan dito. Tinitingnan ko rin sila, but since ang layo pa ng price dyan, I decided not to put lines there muna para hindi tayo mukhang notebook, no? Diba? So, for me, yun yung easiest na pwedeng makuha na trade, a breakout from this long-standing range to the upside, then baka mas madali yung trade. But in the meantime, kung range trader kayo, baka may mapasok sa system nyo, may matrade kayo, pwede nyo i-segment as I drew here, or kung ayaw nyo, just trade the low end of the range, potentially up to the high end of the range, and see if it's something na nakakayanin. Okay? Personally, as I've mentioned, I'm not a big fan ng ganun ka straightforward na range trading, but if it works for you, edi it works for you, diba? Don't listen to what anyone else says. So when we last looked at Jollibee about a week and a half ago, lumalapit pa lang siya dito sa area of support na to around 208, no? It hit it, and in fact, linagpasan pa niya ng konti. Tapos from there, nakahanap tayo ng reaction to the upside. Now, before you get too excited, we need to understand that the overall structure is still producing lower highs and lower lows, diba? Yun pa rin yung nabubuo dito eh. However, I've since decided to look at Jollibee in one of two potential ways. Number one is it has broken beneath this yellow trend line. Okay, so there's the possibility na we can push higher, mauntog tayo sa trend line na to, or perhaps even lower, dito pa lang at 223, then makahanap ng lower high and we roll over again, breaking beneath this low, and baka matag na yung support natin at 190.5. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. Another way is we are trading within this channel here, tong purple na channel. So it's also possible na baka mag-trade muna tayo within this range. Now, as I say that, I'm personally not a big fan of trading yung ganitong mga channels from one end to another. I'd rather look at where price breaks dun sa channel, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, before I decide what I want to do, no? But if this is something na tinitingnan nyo, if it's something na testing nyo na and it works well for you, then of course, pwede nyo rin siyang tignan in this way. Ang sa akin lang, medyo mahihirapan siguro yung price makabalik dito sa high end ng channel na to, simply because ang dami niyang pwedeng pag-untugan along the way. As I said, meron tayong resistance dito around 223, and then another level of resistance around 239. So I guess pwede rin nating isipin na it could take a while, parang dito siya, saka siya bumalik dito, no? Sasabayan niyang balikan yung level of resistance saka yung high end ng channel. But again, this is all hypothetical. Hindi natin alam kung talaga nga bang mangyayari siya. I am just saying these two different point of views to give you multiple outlooks para makapag-form kayo ng different scenarios dito sa Jollibee. Okay? Now, ako personally, what am I looking for? Kung nauntog tayo dito sa 223.2, we roll over, we break beneath itong low na to, 'di ba? Yung nag-form na low dito at 202 pesos, no? Kung mabasag natin 'yan, I will be watching out kung kaya bang mag-hold tong 190. Kung kaya mag-hold tong 190, perhaps even yung mga lows dito na naiwan from before, then baka may bounce trade na pwedeng makuha pabalik dito sa mga lows na naiwan. Again, mahirap magsabi ng exact price kasi hindi pa natin alam anong itsura ng structure kung mangyari man to eh. Pero yan yung isa sa mga tinitingnan kong potential trades dito sa Jollibee moving forward. Na ang ayaw nating makita is for price to break down, okay? Nag-new low, tapos roll over, tines yung ilalim, tapos basagin tong 190 kasi kapag ganon, sobrang nang nalilimit yung upside. Parang mangyayari, magpo-form tayo ng strong na resistance dito sa support na to at 190. So kahit makakuha tayo ng bounce, baka hindi siya worth it. Okay? So something to watch out for lang dito sa Jollibee. Next, tignan po natin tong AP. Now, tong AP, ang nangyari is we broken out of the channel. In fact, kanina we came back and retested the previous highs na nauntog sa high end ng channel na to. So far, nag-hold naman siya. Nakita natin that price reacted well from it and we started pushing higher. And in fact, nag-close pa rin tayo above dito sa level natin at 35.3. Okay? Pero, it's still hard to assess kung ano nga ba ang pwede gawin ng price from here simply because ang lapit niya from where this level is. Parang 20-30 cents difference, it's not really that big of a deal, lalo na kapag ganito yung price ng stock mo. Kasi nga as I said, we always look at support and resistance as areas, diba? So, from a purely technical standpoint, as long as we can stay above this level, then dapat open up tong trading range sa taas from 35.3 hanggang 38.05. However, hindi ako magugulat kung mag-roll over tayo for a deeper retracement. Baka balikan niya etong nandito, tong yellow line na to. Okay? Or perhaps baka balikan niya, kaya bumaba na yung range na, yung channel dito, baka balikan niya yan. Makahanap tayo ng some type of confluence there. So again, ina-anticipate ko lang to, no, kung saan pwedeng pumunta yung channel. Baka makahanap tayo na reaction dyan. Then we start pushing to the upside again. Mag-iiba yung itsura ng structure, mag-iiba yung magiging usapan natin. Okay? Pero kung let's say naman that price rolls over, breaks back within this channel, and then matrap na naman tayo doon, pwede nating isipin na yung nangyari dito was just an overshoot and babalik lang tayo to trade within the channel as it continues to descend. Okay? Until proven otherwise, syempre. Now, kung bullish kayo ng AP, what do you want to see? You really want to see price break above yung mga na-form na miniature high dito para mas magkaroon ng conviction na price will come back to trade within this range here. Okay? What don't you want to see? Yun nga, na bumalik siya within that channel, or worse, price could collapse and come back and revisit tong 32 pesos na support. And if mabasag yung 32 na yan, then we likely dig deeper and we might fall back within the range beneath between 28.75 to 32 pesos. And then finally, tignan po natin yung DMC, no? Now, DMC, since the last time we talked about it, more or less nandito pa rin tayo sa area na to. Yes, it has pushed slightly higher, pero as we discussed, when it broke above 8.65, there was that likelihood na mag-trade muna siya within 8.65 hanggang 9.42. Diba? So far, it's proving us to be correct, no? And nag-hold naman siya above it. In fact, it's holding quite well. When we broke out of etong 8.65, we didn't really retest na. Talagang pumunta na siya pabalik to sa top end ng range. So, in that aspect, yes, it's looking quite bullish, no? Pero syempre, hindi pa rin tayo pwede mag-assume na pwede nang huminga na malalim, tapos na yung boxing. Kasi at the end of the day, nag-form pa rin tayo ng potential lower high, lower low, diba? Dito. Yes, pwede nating sabihin na, ito lang naman kasi yung buong move na yan, eh. We could. But until na mapatunayan natin na talaga ngang ganon, which for now hindi pa, mahirap magsalita ng tapos. Diba? Yan yung mahirap sa structure. You can't really know what it's going to do next until it does it. So, nag-iingat pa rin tayo. What are we watching out for dito sa DMC? If we can break above 9.42, para sa akin, that opens up this range above, pabalik ng 10.02, no? So, from 9.42, papuntang 10.02. However, if we roll over and break beneath tong 8.65, first, hindi mo na ako magkapanik. Titignan ko, if we break beneath, test below, and then it holds somewhere around that area, then we roll over. I think pagka ganon, medyo confirmatory na that we are gonna come back to trade sa range na to between 8.11 hanggang 8.65. Bakit 8.11? Bakit hindi tong low na to? Kasi parang overreaction ng market tong low na to eh. So while I recognize na it's there, and kung ang mangyari nga is lumawak yung range, i-encompass niya to, I wouldn't be surprised. But I wouldn't anticipate it muna simply because parang isang beses lang niya binalikan eh. 'Di ba? Parang hindi naman nagkaroon ng sobrang lakas na base sa area na to even if you look to the left. Diba? Yung extreme low natin actually is dito sa 7.25. So if we come back, break beneath 8.65, test underneath, baka mag-trade tayo within this range kung mag-hold yun. Kung mabasag tong 8.11, then I'll start looking for yung na-form na low dito at 7.65. Kung pati yung 7.65 mabasag, then baka balikan na nga natin yung support na nag-form dito sa 7.25. Etong white area beneath, actually, if price was to come all the way back here, I still wouldn't completely rule out a potential bounce or swing trade. But again, we need to wait and see kung ano itsura nung chart kung umabot man ulit yung price doon. I was actually hoping nung bumaksak dito, yung umabot ng 7.65, that we would have pushed slightly deeper para lang talagang mangpagpag. Then may change hands tayo and we can continue a stronger push to the upside. Ang nangyari, ganun din naman eh, pero not as extreme as I would have preferred. Okay? So yun lang yung iniingatan natin dito sa DMC. Again, if we can break above tong 9.42, we come back to this range above. If we break beneath 8.65, wag muna sobrang magpanic. Tignan natin kung mag-trade back, tapos mag-hold yung 8.65 and we push lower. Ayun. Baka nga tapos na and we start printing within this range here and we start slowly going lower. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!